Okay, just a quick video on issue I came across with a 2002 Buick Rendezvous. This is it's out of the vehicle right now, so it might look kind of strange, but this is out of the back that underneath that holds the spare tire. There's the spare tire over there. So anyways, normally when you need to change the spare tire, you just put the lug nut wrench, my impact socket's on there right now just for speed basically, but you put your lug nut wrench on there and then start undoing it counterclockwise, and then this cable, normally this cable is in all the way holding up the spare, and this cable would come out and then come down far enough so you can basically push that through, just like that, push it through the center of the spare, and then your spare comes out and you can put your spare on. So what happens, they seem to rust and seize up. So there's a few other videos on YouTube showing this, but showing this part here, because you can see how it's all frayed. I cut off the bad frays there, but looks like it's really kind of distorted here. And this piece here is like kind of like a casing. I think normally the cable slides inside that. I think this casing actually is supposed to be in here going through the sharp turns in there, so that way the cable itself is not dragging on those sharp turns. It'll be just going through the casing here. Anyways, I got another one from a wrecker, but it's in like worse condition, so it's even looks like it's missing the connection here between the cable and the end cap here, so I don't even think I'm even going to bother with this one. The rust is really bad in this one. And these things just seize right up. Like this claw here, this is what seems to seize up as well, and it doesn't release. So as you're letting it down, with the lug nut wrench, the cable's loosening, but these claws don't release. They stay stuck in the locked position. So it only lets it come down so far out of here. Still not far enough, of course, for you to release the tire. That's the point of it. It's like a safety feature. But it's a big hassle because you kind of got to shove a screwdriver in there and push against this if you can, if it's not too seized up, let it release, and then it starts dropping back down. But the problem there too is people who are changing this, they start loosening it, so it only comes down so far, and let's say the cable is loosening, but this lock hasn't released. So they see the tire is still not coming down, so they keep loosening it. And I think that's that can cause this problem, is that if you keep loosening it, the cable itself starts bunching up inside and starts buckling. And I think that's pretty much what's caused this. So it's kind of like a double whammy. All because it's all just seized up inside. So checking the internet and whatnot, it seems like it's a pretty common problem. So on this one here, just a few days ago, I sprayed it with penetrating liquid wrench, penetrating fluid, and it seems to have helped. And then when I got it a bit loose, I put more in, tried to spray more in, getting some even in the little opening there around the spinning center hub there. And so it seems to be working better now. I'm just gonna quickly show when I get the gun on it here. It'll pull it back in. I'll get the camera right here. So it comes in. It's a little harder to get it out because then it's working on gravity basically of the wheel to pull it out. And because of that frayed section in there, I think it kind of buckles a bit. So hoping it's not going to be a problem. Who knows? I mean, if we put it back in the vehicle, it may not need to change the spare for, I don't know, another 5 years, or if ever, who knows. So I did spray a bunch of kind of through the passageway here, a bunch of what's it called, rust inhibitor, and just tried to let it pile up in there. And because it seems like once I got some in there, it seemed to loosen up the whole mechanism in there. And I sprayed a whole bunch on here. And I might even try to glop in some anti-seize in there as well. Somebody else on the web also took the time to, this lip here that this claw hooks onto, they kind of cut a section of it out. so that if this thing won't unclasp, you can just sort of rotate it till you find that opening, and then it'll come down. So that's looks like a pretty good idea. So I might consider doing that, so we'll see. And that's it.